Hi everyone, my name is Alex Lang. I'm a solutions engineer at ProWest and Associates, where I mainly develop solution and mapping applications for local governments. But today I'm bringing you some good did you know information about 2020 census data and how you can prepare for it. So why are we talking about the 2020 census? Well, it was conducted just last year and it's slated for release in the fourth quarter of this year, so around September to December. And Esri's first published version of this data should come in the first quarter of next year, 2022. So, where can we find this data once it becomes available? Well, the Census Bureau's website is certainly a good place to go to download the raw data, but Esri has some more comprehensive layers that one can use to get the current 2010 census data and the 2020 data once it comes out. One simply has to go to your ArcGIS online organization, select Content, and find something called the Living Atlas. For those unfamiliar with the Living Atlas, this is a compilation of layers that Esri and Esri's customers have published out for the public to be able to see and use for GIS consumption. Now, by searching things such as census, we can see that we can get 2010 census data fairly quickly. We're getting the age and gender demographics of the 2010 census data right here. But if we were to also look for something such as the American Community Survey, or ACS, we can see the Living Atlas not only has a whole host of layers available to use in GIS mapping, but they're also specific to purpose, such as poverty status or housing costs, all broken down by county, state, tract, and block group of census data. Now, the ACS is done in non-census years, so this data for most currently would be from 2015 to 2019. But let's go into something a little bit more complex. By searching tapestry correctly, I might add, and selecting this 2020 USA tapestry segmentation layer, which I know is a mouthful, but essentially this is a layer created by Esri which is derived directly from the 2010 census data and ACS data that has been compiled over the last several years. By simply clicking inside the metadata, we can get a high-level overview of what this layer is, which this layer is essentially those tracts, block groups, counties that we were talking about prior, broken down into what are called life mode groups. By opening up the layer and selecting a state such as Minnesota, where ProWest is based, we can see that we're getting a pop-up information that says that most of the Minnesota population is considered what's called green acres. By simply selecting that pop-up, we can see that we get a breakdown of what exactly they mean by green acres, what type of population is considered green acres, and what kind of information that ACS and the census has been able to gather about that particular group. Now, as you zoom in on this layer, you'll see that the data will change and gets into smaller groups. While the whole state of Minnesota was considered green acres, we can see that various counties in Minnesota are not, such as Sherburne County, which, if we select the same pop-up, is now in what's called soccer moms, with that same type of information telling you exactly what soccer moms are considered or what their population is considered. And by drilling down further, we can see that we can not only break that up from county, we can break it up by zip code, census tract, and census block groups. So even in a metro area such as the city of St. Cloud, we can get life mode groups down to a few blocks. So we can see this Rust Belt traditions layer, and again get that same type of high-level information that we've been looking at throughout this video. Now, all of this is derived, again, from 2010 census data and from ACS data. Using a layer such as this and downloading the census population data from 2010 will help better prepare you to look at 2020 census data once it's released and use it in your organization. I hope the information has inspired you to continue looking at 2010 census data and to gear up for the 2020 data release. After all, this won't happen again till 2030. Thank you, and have a great day.